Hello, and if you're new to my channel, my name is J Rainbow. I am going to change my name soon, but for the moment it's just J. I'm going to be talking about the signs that I was trans. Trans is an umbrella term. There is cisgender and trans. Trans means I just don't identify solely with the gender that I was given at birth. I can still identify with that gender, but it's not the only gender I identify with. It's not the gender that fully represents me, you know? I identify as gender fluid, so I can move between all the genders, no genders, multiple genders at once, which some people, I think there's also called gender flux, which I could also be, I don't know. But if that's complicated, you can just think about me as genderqueer or non-binary, which is also an umbrella term. Non-binary is an umbrella term underneath the trans umbrella. Not all non-binary people consider themselves trans, but I do. So I just wanted to clarify that before we get into it. I am not a binary trans male, although I did really consider that for a long time. I just shift, I can't stop moving. Like, I want all the gender and none of it. In case you didn't know, my face doesn't usually look like this. I am suffering from allergies. I just got a cat, and I'm allergic to cats, but I have always wanted a cat. It's so worth it. I got a hypoallergenic cat. She is a Russian blue. And those cats are hypoallergenic, but you still get allergic reactions, and my allergies are pretty bad, so I've had some trouble with like breathing and I haven't had that issue with her. Anyway, her name is Clover. She's a lovely cat. We just got her a couple weeks ago, right before the winter storm, which that is another video I will be making soon. We just had a crazy winter storm here, and now it is sunny, and I'm sitting out looking out my window, and it's so bright outside. The signs that I was trans, the early signs in my childhood, in my middle school years, that I look back on now and I'm like, wow, that is very obvious that I was not cis. However, at the time, this was just me being myself, doing the things I love to do, like just genuinely being me. And I think that is proof, I guess, that I am trans. So I have this folder here of photos and things I've collected from around like middle school. I'd say like 6th grade to 8th grade. Around that time where like puberty is starting and things are happening, and that is like a big moment for a lot of trans people. A lot of trans kids, you know, they go through puberty and they're like, wow, I really don't like the changes that are happening to my body. I don't like the way I feel. I don't like my voice or my figure, etc., etc. Dysphoria starts to come into play if it hasn't already been in play. It's just amped, if anything. And hormones are raging and things are weird. You don't know what's going on. Like, you're young. But you also do know what's going on, because when you're that young, you can't not be genuine. There's a certain level of like genuineness, I guess, that you have as a kid, that only the world and the pressures of society and the world can take away from you, really, and that, you know, builds into adulthood. But when you're a kid, it's so easy to just be yourself, unless you're in a very unsafe environment where you are forced to be something else. And I was raised in a Christian household, and I never really felt like being queer was something I could do. It wasn't necessarily an option for me because it was something my family really, really frowned upon. I'm gonna come over to this side and just pop over images over here. What is this? This is me in 6th grade. This is what I looked like. I chose to wear that shirt. This is one of my favorite shirts, and now I see it as like one of my dysphoria shirts. I label shirts like dysphoria. I guess I could label it euphoria because it gives me euphoria or like lessens the dysphoria, which at the time I didn't know. I just thought, this makes me feel really comfortable with myself. Okay, so I'm wearing glasses in this one, so I might as well. Does this look like me? Does it fit the image? I was throwing up peace signs in 6th grade. So if this doesn't tell you something, I don't know. Like, this was clearly a sign that I was some flavor of queer. This was my dysphoria hat. I'm sorry, I'm gonna call it euphoria now, because that's just, we're gonna be more positive here. This is my euphoria hat. I wore these, I loved these hats. I wore these crazy fun hats. This was before I was allowed to dye my hair. Something about my hair, my head, it needed to be creative, it needed to be fun and crazy. It was just a way for me to express myself, and I loved it. Like, obviously I still do. Like, I still do fun things with my hair and still wear fucking, what is this hat? I love this hat so much. This photo sent me, it made me so happy. When I saw this picture, I don't even know. I look so emo. I look so like cringy. Like, I look at this now and I'm like, ooh, yikes. But back then I was like, I look like a boy. I look androgynous. I look like a girl. I look like nothing. I don't know what this person is, but I like it. Like, it was just a vibe for me, and I felt so in my element. And I looked at that picture a lot. I look angry, like I look upset, but like, I don't know. I don't care because I look like, I don't know what gender that is. I think I've always been a very creative person, but as the years like progressed, art started to come in more. In like 7th grade, I think I really actually started drawing. I hadn't really been drawing before then. That's because I got into anime, but that's just another part of my weeb identity. I want to try and keep things kind of in order here. So I want to say like 7th grade, early middle school years, I started drawing anime characters, and anime characters look very androgynous, a lot of them. At least to my father, I would draw a male character and he would be like, that's a girl? And I would, no, what do you mean? And I think that just like really attracted me. I really loved drawing a character and going into it thinking, I don't know the gender of this character, I'm just drawing the person. And I just continued doing that for a while. Eventually it got to the point of like gender bending. Like, I thought that was fun, like flipping the gender of characters. Here's this example here. I had a friend named Tyler and Kiera, and they renamed themselves, and I drew their alternate versions of themselves. And they really liked it too. Like, it was a fun thing. This is like me, my ex, and my other ex best friend. I don't know, I look back now and I'm like, whoa, like, even then I was flipping my gender and playing with my gender and messing things up. Like, people say that kids don't know their gender or that they can't understand these things. I continued drawing like gender flipped characters all throughout like high school. Me with like different boyfriends I would have, because I was straight for the longest time. I just dated men. We don't have to talk about that though. And then I got into makeup and cosplay and costumes. I started YouTube. I actually started this channel, as a voice covers, like vocal cover thing. But I would do these like English covers. I couldn't do the Japanese covers because these songs were impossible to sing when I tell you. These are robots. Vocaloids are robots, which I was also into in middle school. It's not an anime, although they look like anime characters, I know. But they were essentially these robot voices, and these anime-looking characters represented a voice. And you could buy the software to get the voice to make your own songs with it. I didn't have the money for the software or anything like that. I was just obsessed with watching the music videos that people would make with these characters. They would have like different fantasy scenes and so many different stories. The songs were all really original and unique. And so I started to do vocal covers of it. Then I started to do cosplay and trying to look like the characters, because I wanted to have fun with it. I wanted to play around and be characters of different genders. Well, this is an example of me cosplaying a Vocaloid thing with my friend Jessica at the time. And I was always a boy character. I think I did a couple girl characters every now and again, but I really loved being the guy characters. Hair is super important to me. Color, like, I love playing with hair color. I had a bunch of different wigs I collected so I could be all the different characters, and I played with my gender like that. It was so fun. I don't think my parents thought anything of it because I'm assigned female at birth, so they're kind of expecting me to have this like creative feminine side, and you know, they're okay with feeding into that a little bit. I think if I had been born male in that house, I would not have had the opportunity to do the things I did, so I'm grateful for that. My YouTube channel became this like cosplay, face paint, makeup central, where I was also making art on the side of that too. And I was just posting all of that and just being creative and feeling free, and it was fun. I had a great time with it. I got a video that almost got to 1 million views. My eyes are so red, I swear. I swear I am sober right now. My eyes, I've been trying so hard not to rub them like this entire video. That's why I've been wearing glasses. Glasses really help to not rub your eyes. This is one I did of Sanji from One Piece. Kind of cringy looking back on it now. I think I made the video private because I don't like it. The video quality it was all bad too, because I was hiding in my bathroom just with my little camera filming myself on the toilet, because where else was I gonna do it? I'm in middle school. This is probably gonna be like a multiple part video thing, because I have so much, like, I don't want to say proof. I have so much proof for the cis that I am trans. You don't need to have proof like this. If your childhood didn't look anything like this, if you didn't feel any of those things as a kid, like, that is totally fine. This is just my experience. In case anyone didn't think that I was trans, I want to just put this picture up real quick. This is me going to Minnesota with my brother. No words are needed for this one. That's just enough evidence. So, today's octopus fact. One of the octopus's arms is a penis, if it is a male octopus. I felt so uncomfortable when I found that out. I was like, oh, yikes. I guess it's, I think it's the third one from the right, or maybe it's the left. I'm not actually sure. You might want to look that up before touching one. Okay, have a wonderful day. Bye.